I've accumulated quite a full face of new products. So are the products that are newest in my collection. I have them all here. So let's get started. And I'm going to start with this beautiful cream that I recommend by REPHR. This is made in Korea. This is great for dry skin. It's the Intense Hydration Cream V10 and it's the black tube. They have a white tube as well. It's quite thick and I bought 4 of this. I gave 1 to my daughter, 1 I use for day and night, 1 I keep it here on my vanity to prime my face because it's just so hydrating and good, and then 1 is an extra. You can see how beautiful. It's just very thick and it just melts into the skin. It's not oily at all, but you can feel the hydration on your skin. It's so good. So in here you get 89 milliliters, which is 3.13 fluid ounces. My skin loves this. Okay, so if you're wondering, on my lips, I have my Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask, and this is the one that's berry smell and the berry taste. Okay, let me take all my products here. For foundation, the newest foundation in my collection is my Laura Mercier foundation, and this is in the shade 1 and 2 Vanille, and I love this foundation. I've purchased a new one by Shiseido, should be coming soon. So I'm gonna have a review on that. I'm definitely in the mood of getting like some new foundations in my collection. So I'm gonna do 2 pumps because this pump only distributes very little when you pump it out. 2.5 I did. And I'm gonna use my BK Beauty 101 brush. So I'm gonna start with a brush and then I'm gonna go with a sponge. I love this brush so much for applying foundation. A lot of people love this type of brush. I think I like the 109 more to apply my foundation. I like to take my time and just get to every spot, but this is just a bigger version of this one, so it's okay. But I like this one for foundation, but I'm keeping it for my bronzer. I like to use this on my liquid or cream bronzers because it's so tiny and it fits perfectly. So that's why I'm using the big one for foundation. But if I were to choose between these 2 for foundation, I would choose the little one. There's the face of the foundation, looks really, really pretty. I have some light, outdoor light coming through today because it's really nice outside. So I hope it's not too bright for you guys, but let's go in with my concealer. And this is the Makeup by Mario concealer. This is the newest concealer that I have, and mine is in the shade 140. I have been loving this concealer, and I like to apply concealer in this area right here, a little bit on the forehead and nose, chin, and that's about it. I don't apply my concealer here anymore because I found that it's just by the end of the night it accumulates and it creases there, and not this concealer, any concealer. Like the more product I have in this area here, I just don't like it. Oh, see how nice it just got rid of this spot here? It's very nice and hydrating and brightening. I'm really loving this Makeup by Mario concealer. See so many concealers come out. I saw the Gucci one. It's so nice, but it's $64 Canadian and I can't justify the price as much as I want it. Let's add a little bit here to cover any more of these imperfections. If you guys hear mowing, it's Saturday morning here and it's really nice outside, so I'm assuming people are going to be doing yard work again every time I film. Let's move on to bronzer, and for bronzer my newest is the Glossier Solar Paint bronzer, and mine is in the shade Flare. I really love this. It's like a concealer type of applicator, and let's see, I'm just gonna apply it like this. I don't see a lot of people talk about this bronzer, and I'm gonna use the BK Beauty 109 to blend it. We'll see if we need more afterwards. But I found it, like, at first it looks scary and red, But once you blend it, it looks really natural and beautiful on the skin. I know Ali, is it Ali Andrea? She really loves this bronzer as well. But I've seen people that don't enjoy it as much. It's not as emollient and balmy, right? But that's okay because the emollient and balmy ones usually disappear throughout the day. But look how nice this looks. It looks so natural. Love it. I think we need a little bit more on this side. And this shade Flare, it's really pretty. Very easy to travel with as well. We need to add just a little bit more there. For blush, the newest blush in my collection is by Givenchy, and this is the Prisme Libre blush. Mine I got in the shade Flanelle Rubis. Mine is in the shade 6. Okay, I'm gonna get a blinked brush F5, which is this flat, I mean not flat, it's small and fluffy. And I'm gonna, the way I like to apply this blush is just I'm gonna go into here. Ooh, a lot came out. So I'm gonna swirl my brush in here, and then I'm gonna do it in the back, in the palm, to make sure that the blush is distributed evenly on the brush so that we don't get patchiness all over the cheek. So that's how I like to apply this, and I'm just gonna go all over the cheek here and kind of stop where the big thing of your, like the cushy thing of your cheek is here. So go back into whatever's left. So this is my favorite way of applying this type of blush. Otherwise, because there's like so much particles comes in here and they're like all over the place and uneven, I swirl it in my palm and then it distributes the product equally into the brush so that you have no patchiness on your cheeks. It's such a beautiful finish. I haven't used this one in a while. It's a little bit more messy because it's like powdery, right? It comes into this 4 parts and it's the same as their powder, and I'm going to be using this powder today as well. Okay, so let's move on to the next product by Givenchy, and that's the actual powder, and mine is in the shade 3. I also have the big one, which is in the shade 1. So you can see this is a mini and this is a large. But because this is a blush, this is considered a regular size blush, which is exactly the same as a mini in powder. So yeah, technically this wouldn't be a mini because the blush is the same size. But maybe for powder, I don't know. So I'm going to do the same thing. I will go in here like this a little bit. And I'm going to use a BK Beauty 113 brush, which is more flat. And go into this powder. And just dab around here where we've applied bronzer and blush to kind of, I don't know, make it look a little bit more seamless on the face and no sharp lines. I love this powder. It's so beautiful, and it just cancels any imperfections. It doesn't dry up your skin. It's really beautiful. I love the finish. Okay, let's move on. Like, look at all these Givenchy products. They're so pretty. So let's move on to eyes. Now for eyes, I have my new Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette, and we're gonna just start with this at first. I have no idea what I'm doing with this one, but let's play with it and do something. Okay, so now that you're zoomed in, I'm gonna go into the shade. I gotta prime my eyelids because I've noticed when I prime my eyelids, the eyeshadow looks so much better. And this is my NARS smudge proof eyeshadow base. So for eyes, I'm thinking, I have not used this shades yet, so I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. It's called Wit. I'm gonna use a BK Beauty 212 brush and just add this as the transition shade. So let's see how this shades look on the eyes, because I've used the cool tones in my last video when I first bought the palette. So I'm gonna do something simple and wearable, I hope. I always say that and I always end up doing something more. Okay, really lovely transition shade. Definitely more warmth because those are the only 2 warm shades in this palette. The rest are more cool tone. I think I went with too much on this side. Let's add more here. So again, with my eyeshadows, I like to keep it very minimal and not add too much product, especially of the same shade, because then you can notice that it become a little bit more powdery. Now I'm gonna go in the shade Vague, which is this other warm shade in the palette, a little bit darker, and with a BK Beauty 211, just gonna add this in the crease here. Let's see if there's a difference here. Well, I mean just a little bit above the crease to intensify this area here. Definitely you can see that it's a darker shade than the other one. I like that because I thought that they would be very similar. They are similar in undertones, but you can notice the darkness in this one. So I'm gonna go into my first brush and just blend. I don't want to have any sharp lines. That looks good. I'm gonna go maybe in the first shade Wit right here and just add it all over the eyelid, and I'm gonna use a BK Beauty 203 brush and just try to add this to add a little bit of color on the eyelid, because I do want to go in with a sparkly shade today. So I'm gonna go into Mia now, which is this very light pink sparkly shade, and use my finger and just dab it all over the eyelid, because I think those two warm tones that have a little bit of pink undertone match really good with this shade. I have not watched a lot of YouTube videos on this palette because I didn't want to be influenced on the looks. I wanted to come up with my own looks. I'm sure someone already did this type of look, but I have not seen it. Okay, so I think I'm gonna stop here with the Natasha Denona, and my other new product in my collection is going to be my Merit, and I'm gonna have a video on this whole Merit pot in the shade Viper and show you the looks I've created with. So I'm gonna go into this shade, and I'm gonna use a BK Beauty 210 brush, which is a pencil brush, and just add it as my lash line here and intensify this bottom lash line. So instead of using a liner, I'm just gonna go with this. Use this as my liner. I love this Merit Solo eyeshadow. It's like a cream to powder eyeshadow. I really love this green so much. I think it's just so wearable. You can use it all over the eyelid. You can use it, my favorite way to use it for like a quick look is just adding it underneath here, the lash line with some mascara, and that's it. And it looks really pretty. And I think I'm gonna bring it in the top as well. And with a smaller brush, which is a BK Beauty 208 brush, my favorite brush, I'm going to add this very close to the lash line at the top here, just to give it a little bit more shape to the eye. You can see the difference already between this eye and this eye. It's so pretty. I love this combination of the pink and the green. So I'm just gonna follow the shape of my eye all the way to the outer corner and then bring it down and connect it to my bottom lid. So I'm not gonna do a wing. I'm just gonna follow the shape of the eye. I think that's an easy way if you want to just make it look like you do have a wing, but you're a beginner. I think that's the best way to accomplish it. See? So I stop right at the corner there, and I'll just bring it down. And try to be very close to the lash line. Just like that. So you can see how nice it shaped the eye. I'm going to do the same thing on this eye. And again, I start from the middle of my pupil, and then just follow the shape of my eye. So stop in the corner there. And just intensify the outer corner here. It's kind of like a V. You see it's like a V shape here. Just like that. And then make sure that when you put the cap on your Merit, you tighten it till you hear a click. Otherwise, your product will dry out. Okay, so that was like the newest product in my collection. Let's move on to, I don't know, hold on. What do I want? I want to use, this is not new, but this is by ColourPop, and it's like a white liner, and I do want to put this in my waterline just to brighten up the eye a little bit more. let's move on to mascara. Now, the newest mascara in my collection is by Huda Beauty, and this is the Huda Beauty One Coat Wow Mascara. This is a mini, and I really, really love this. So this is what the wand looks like. It's kind of like an hourglass shape, very more chubby at the top and bottom, and it has like a nice waist in the middle. So it looks really, really nice. I love this mascara. Like I said, the way I like my mascaras to work is one coat only. That's it. Is that the name of it too? Yeah, one coat mascara. Then you know that that's a good mascara. And I did try this in my Merit video. So that was another product that I got when I got the Merit shade. So I reviewed the product there and I'm really loving it. Actually, in that video, my lashes got more clumped together, but I don't know, maybe that had to do with the way I applied it. But you can see in today's video, it's so pretty. The lashes look so nice, and they're just separated, and the length is there and the volume is there. I'm really loving this mascara. I don't know if I want to purchase it because I can accomplish this with drugstore mascaras, and I'd rather save my money to buy something that I want from Sephora, like a foundation or concealer, bronzer, blush. Don't really like to spend a big chunk of money. Like over $20 is for me on mascaras when I can just get them from the drugstore. I'm sure this is not $20. I wonder how much this is. I'll put the price on the screen so you guys can see how much this mascara is. But yeah, with one coat, I do top and bottom, and that's how I like to do all my mascaras. I don't know. I think $31 is too expensive for me to spend on a mascara. I rather put the money towards a foundation or concealer. But yeah, so here are the eyes complete. I love this look. I love how this Merit green shade works really nice with this pink, very soft look. It's so pretty, you guys. Do I have a highlighter? No, I don't have a highlighter. Okay, so I guess the newest highlighter is by Rare Beauty. Let's go in with a little bit of this Rare Beauty highlighter in the shade Enlighten, and add that in the inner corner a bit. Oh, that's so pretty. And I think for the cheeks, I'm going to use this beautiful Moda brush. It's so nice and yellow. Look at the color. This is a Moda highlight and glow brush. I'm going to use the same highlighter and try to highlight this area a bit. Just add a little bit more glow, even though that blush by Dior, the blush by Givenchy added some glow to the cheek. But look, this extra glow, it's so pretty. Okay, so I guess we're gonna incorporate this Rare Beauty. This is the newest one in my collection, from what I remember anyways. Okay, so let's move on to lips. For lips, the newest product, I have two products. Do I have a lip liner? So for lips, I have the Huda Beauty Lip Blush product, and this is in the shade Rosy Kiss. So you can use this as an actual blush and on your lips, but my preference is to use it on my lips, and the color is just so beautiful. So don't be intimidated by the color of the packaging. This is really pretty. So let's take this Laneige lip mask off and add this. I'm going to use the tip of this product of this brush just to line up the lips a bit. Then I'm just gonna use that on the lips. Such a nice color, and the way it stains your lips, it's so soft. To tell you the truth, if I were to choose between a lip stain, this and the Rare Beauty ones, I like this more on my lips as a lip stain. I find it that it just all it does is stains your lips. It doesn't have that glossy effect to your lips. So if you just want a stain, this is really great for your lips. And it feels very lightweight and it doesn't dry up your lips. Okay, let this dry just a little bit. And my next new lip product that I got, which I really love, is by Dior. And this is the Dior Addict Lip Maximizer in 002. I love this product. It's just so pretty. So I'm just gonna keep it here so you guys can see in the sunlight, and you can see all those sparkles in it to kind of give you an idea what I mean. And now let's go ahead and apply it, and I'm just gonna apply a little bit here in the middle, just for that extra glow. I know we could have gone with just the tinted lip oil, but I think this shade is just so perfect and nice and pink, and it matches with the eyes. Okay, so let's get really close. Here's a close-up of the complexion. I think that the bronzer is just beautiful. I know a lot of people don't, I mean, not a lot. I've seen mixed reviews. Some people like this Glossier bronzer and some people don't. I really like it, and I think it's affordable. The shade Flare is really beautiful, and look how nice. It just looks very natural on the face. I really love it. There's like nothing wrong with it. It's really pretty. It blends really nice, and it's very natural looking. It does come across a little bit more red when you apply it, but when you blend it, you can see how nice caramelly it looks. Love this Makeup by Mario concealer. It's non-drying, it's brightening, hydrating. Again, I like to keep my concealer only in this area. Very beautiful, great product. Happy to have it. My Laura Mercier foundation, very lightweight on the skin. You can't even see that I'm wearing any foundation. Definitely recommend this REPHR cream. This is a beautiful hydrating cream. If you have dry skin, more mature skin, this is a great cream to have. It has some great ingredients like 20% shea butter, 5% niacinamide, 3.5% macadamia seed oil, ceramides, and all this good ingredients. So I really am loving that. And I'm loving this mascara. So if you are a person who loves to purchase mascaras from Sephora, then this is a beautiful mascara. I really recommend this and Tower 28. Those two mascaras I recommend from Sephora if you really want one from Sephora. I love this palette. You can't go wrong with this nude palette. You can create so many fun looks, and in combination with this Merit in the shade of Viper, I think that the eye look turned out beautiful. Love this pink combo and green. Oh, when it comes to the blush, the Givenchy blush, it's a beautiful product. It provides very nice highlight to the cheek with a hint of color. Don't be intimidated by the shades. It looks very intense. However, like I said, swirl your brush in your palm. It distributes the product much nicer, and you cannot go wrong with their powder as well. Whatever powder you choose, I have the universal one and the shade 3, and they both work nice. So it all depends on what you prefer. I like this for brightening and the pink hues that it has in it, and I love the other one too because it's just universal. It's just great for everyone. So yeah, definitely recommending this Givenchy products. So yeah, if you want to purchase the Huda Beauty lip blush, I recommend this to use on your lips. It looks really great on your cheek as well, but again, it's a tint, so you got to work fast with it on your cheek, but for lips is just perfect. And the Dior Lip Maximizer is just a beautiful addition to any type of lipstick you have or to your bare lips. So I definitely recommend this one too. So yeah, that's it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Love you guys. Bye.